Hello, Mom and Dad New World. So today I want to talk to you about this right here. This is the RS4 Mini right here, and we're actually recording on a different camera other than this camera, but we're actually recording on this camera too for the audio. This camera right here is the Sony A7 IV. That is what was mounted to this right here. This is the RS3 Mini. This is a Mini that this is a gimbal that we have used for quite a long time before we'd actually gotten this one right here, the RS4 Mini. But the RS4 Mini has been pretty darn good. We've only had this for a little over a week now that we've been using it. I've seen quite a few of the YouTube reviews, and some of the YouTube reviews are very, very good, but some of them I do gotta say are a little bit misleading with a little bit of what you see with their $369 gimbal, the best $369 gimbal you can get, because they're actually showing two things that this $369 gimbal does not get you. One of them is the tracking module, because for $369 you do not get the tracking module. The other is the arm, the holder right here, that you do not get, that goes right here on the side. And if you want the tracking module and that other handle, that is going to be a total of about $459, again, that you don't get with this particular unit, because this particular unit right here, again, $369. If you want the others, $459, so $90 more. But this right here, I do gotta say, not sponsored. We actually picked this up. We're at our local Best Buy, just happened to see this on open box for $259.99. $259.99 is what we got it for. Open box came with everything that was supposed to be included in the box, and I do gotta say it was in fairly good shape, like you see right here. What I did mainly use this gimbal behind me for, the RS3 Mini, was for doing a little bit of softball, shooting. I go to my son's games and I would video him and his friends playing softball with the RS3 Mini and the 16-35 lens that you do see on this particular camera right here that we are actually recording the audio from. And I do got to say that the RS3 Mini was totally fine, especially compared to this right here. This right here is supposedly just a tad little bit heavier with this particular gimbal. One of the things that probably does make this a little bit heavier is if you can see this right here on the front. You do have this bracket right here along with the Arca Swiss mount located right here, where with the RS3 Mini you just got your Arca Swiss that went probably same direction as the lens. No, it does go same direction as the lens, mounted onto the main plate. But with this right here, you've kind of got a plus formation with the plate right here where you've got the Arca Swiss and then the other plate and this adjuster. So it's just a tad little bit heavier, but this adjuster right here allows you to fine tune it a little bit. Per se is what DJI is telling us, and so you do have that. And then the other part is this color right here. This colorway is a tad little bit different, because you can see here this is a gray colorway, and then the other one is a black. People have said that the gray does look nicer than the black. And then the other thing I do got to say is that they are both have the same payload capacity at 4.4 pounds. So the 16-35 Zeiss lens right here, it has no problem moving this around. I had a cage, just a bottom cage, mounted to this ZV-E1 that I do not have mounted to this right now. I do got to say, when I did have the cage mounted, trying to get a balance onto the RS3 Mini, I could not do it. So I just figured, hey, let me just not put the cage on here. Let me just use the same 16-35 lens, and I do got to say it is totally just fine. It acts pretty much the same as the RS3 Mini in terms of like handling. I think they are both powerful because they do have the same payload capacity at 4.4 pounds. I don't think you're going to notice a difference in like smoothness. I do think they are both powerful, but I do got to say the thing that this does have, this right here that it does have, is when you turn the power on. So the cool thing is the audio does not quit recording because I still have it right here, but we have turned off the gimbal, and you can see right here we are in this lock position. This lock position is pretty neat because you can just press the power button. It'll should give you like a battery indicator, but if you press and hold it, you'll hear the beep, you'll see the auto unlock, and you'll see it go into place, which is really, really nice because, again, this auto unlock is a feature that was on like the RS3 Pro, basically everything but the RS3 Mini. Now it comes to the RS4 Mini. That auto lock and unlock is really, really nice. So do you still have to balance the gimbal? Yes, absolutely. And I have found this out by just doing this right before the video, is if you do not have the camera on here, if the camera is not on here and then you do go to lock or unlock the gimbal, when you go to unlock it, the gimbal will it'll go crazy, and then it'll automatically go into sleep mode because it expects, hey, we had balanced this before with the camera on here, camera should be on here, and that is how it should be turning on. But again, turning it on right here, camera connects, and then it locks and unlocks. And then I'm not going to do this now, but just like the RS3 Mini, the main reason why we got that, you've got the record button here. So if you are in photo mode, you can take pictures, you can start and stop video. We are in video mode here on the ZV-E1, so start and stop video is what you can do on the Bluetooth shutter right here on this handle right here of the RS4 Mini. I do gotta say, I did actually have this connected to the camera, and I was like, why isn't the Bluetooth shutter working? Why isn't the record button working? Because when I set it up, when it pairs to the camera right here, you have to tell the camera, hey, Bluetooth remote control, make sure you turn the Bluetooth remote control setting on your camera or else it will not work. So this right here, you should have you have the scroll wheel right here on the front, and with a scroll wheel, if you have a powered zoom lens, a PZ lens, you can scroll with this and zoom in and out. And then if you've got the clear image zoom or digital zoom, again, you could use this to scroll in and out and zoom in and out with by just turning the knob. So that is really, really neat. So you don't lose any of the features you do get with the RS3 Mini, but with the RS4, you still get that same smooth follow. The motor seems very, very powerful. Again, RS3 Mini motor did not seem weak at all. It can handle the same lens and camera setup without issue. And the RS4 Mini, again, it remains the same with the smoothness. It is very, very smooth, except this adds a little bit of, you do have a little bit of different setup right here where you do mount the camera, and then you've got a little bit of fine adjustment right here with the knob going back and forth when you do set up and when you do balance the gimbal. And then you've got that auto lock feature, which is the big one, and then obviously the different colorway with this gray as opposed to this right here in the black. So if you find those features important, then yeah, RS4 Mini is definitely for you. I am right now 100% still on the fence if I do need another gimbal right here, because the RS3 Mini is so good. And what we are getting with this, if you do find this for $259 and you don't already have a gimbal and you are looking for a gimbal, $259 is an absolute no-brainer. I've seen the RS3 Minis on sale for about $50, $60 less, but for $50, $60 more, I think if you don't already have a gimbal looking for another gimbal, the auto lock feature, this nice, beautiful color. I don't know about the adjuster knob, if that's worth it, but it's what's included with the RS4 Mini. But just the newer features RS4 Mini offers, probably a good step up for only that $60 difference, again, if you don't already have one. So the question is, if you do have an RS3 Mini, you've been using that quite a bit, if you're looking to add a second gimbal with the same, again, payload capacity of 4.4 pounds, so not too big of a rig right here, but I think this can handle a 24-70, and this is a very heavy all-metal Zeiss 16-35 f4 Zeiss lens. It is heavy, but this can handle it without issue, again, on that ZV-E1 body. I have not tried just using it with the cage that goes down below, raises it up just a tad little bit. I don't know if that'll work because I did try it on the RS3 Mini. That did not. The balancing was just too off between the height that it raises it up and then the lens, that how far it extends. It was just too much for that. All right, Mom and Dad Me World. So one more thing I do got to say is no matter what it looks like, you are holding not only the camera, but the camera with this, basically people equate it to look maybe like a big selfie stick. So you do stand out like you had a zit right in the middle of your nose. So if you are thinking you are going to be discreet with a gimbal and a camera setup, no. So just one more food for thought in case you are thinking about getting a gimbal. Will the shots be much better? Yes, absolutely. But it does stand out just a tad little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.